Welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms Podcast, where your hosts, Tina and Colleen, talk about all things travel. From theme parks to cruises to all-inclusive resorts and more, they cover news, tricks, and insider tips to inspire your travel dreams. They love to travel and want you to love it too. Find out their best-kept secrets and learn how to make your next vacation extra magical, right here on the Magical Traveling Moms Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms Podcast. My name is Tina and I am here with my wonderful and ever so fabulous co-host, Miss Colleen, who is fresh off her cruise. So we are talking about her Royal Caribbean cruise today. But before we get started, we'd like to take a moment and thank the wonderful sponsors of our show, Mystical Dream Travel. Mystical Dream Travel is a full-service travel agency specializing in Disney destinations, all major cruise lines, along with the Caribbean, Mexico, and Europe. Ready to plan your most epic vacation? Be sure to reach out to the wonderful agents over at Mystical Dream Travel. You can find them at mysticaldreamtravel.com or look them up on social media. Hey, Colleen, how are you? You're looking nice and fresh.
Nice and fresh off vacation.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, today was a little hard for me after being on vacation for 8 days and having to jump right back in on a Monday, and it was very busy. I am pining for another perfect day on Coco Cay. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sure, and we're going to talk about the reason why you're looking for that, because I saw your pictures and they were majorly fabulous. So you were on, and I can never say this word, you know, we always have words that we cannot say. You were on the Symphony of the Seas, Royal Caribbean. It was at one point the largest ship.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, this came up in conversation a lot when, you know, talking with other people on board. And so come to find out, so Wonder of the Seas, which is Royal Caribbean's newest ship, is technically larger than Symphony, but only by like 10 feet or something.
Oh, that's like nothing.
Yeah, so it's actually not that big of a difference. So basically Symphony is still like the largest cruise ship in the world, right? Wonder and Symphony are like basically the same size.
Yes, yeah. I would be good with that too. So, well, let's talk about some fun facts on this, because you know me, I love my fun facts.
Oh, yes.
We talk about cruises. Excuse me. All right. So it is 1,188 feet long. So that is twice as high as the Washington Monument.
Wow. I believe it. It is a huge ship.
Yeah, it is. It is. So it holds 5,518 guests at double occupancy. It has 2,200 crew representing more than 70 different nationalities.
Wow.
Amazing. It has 18 total decks, 16 of which are guest decks, which is incredible.
That is a lot.
Yep. It has 7 distinct neighborhoods.
It does.
So, and which we're going to talk about some of those today, but it has the boardwalk, which I'm excited to learn, and Central Park for sure.
My favorite.
It has an entertainment place, a pool, a sports zone, a youth zone, the traditional Royal Promenade. So if you've cruised Royal, that's on all the ships. It has Vitality Spa, which is amazing, and a fitness center.
Wow.
Just to name a few things.
That's everything.
That is everything. And then the Central Park has more than 20,000 lush tropical plants.
Wow, really? That much?
That much is what it says.
That's impressive.
It is impressive. And I saw a couple of your beautiful pictures. They were amazing.
Central Park is my favorite. Yes. Definitely.
And then it has 12 specialty restaurants.
Yes.
With more than 350 different dishes served on a daily basis, including more than 40 created specifically for kids in mind.
Wow. You will never run out of something new to try. It is true.
It is true. I believe it. I believe
That's
it. Well,
amazing.
let's talk about this amazing trip. So we're going to kind of save the best for last.
Okay.
The
I like that
stuff. So let's talk about your itinerary. So let's start there. Where did you go?
So it was an Eastern Caribbean, which is my favorite out of the Eastern or Western. I've always favored the Eastern. And we had ports of call at St. Martin.
Oh, nice.
And then we went to St. Thomas. And then we, of course, went to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And we left from Miami. That was the port that we left.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Now, was St. Martin the first time you visited there? Or have you been
That was my first time on St. Martin. I have been to St. Thomas before on a previous cruise, but I had never been to St. Martin.
And did you like it?
I loved it. And funny enough, I will be there again in less than 2 months. Yeah. So I'm going there on a retreat to an all-inclusive resort. So it was kind of cool to get like a little preview of it before I get to go again and explore it some more.
Nice. It looked gorgeous.
It's beautiful. All of the islands are just gorgeous. The water and it's amazing.
They always are. They always are. So what stateroom category did you have? Were you in? Because it looked pretty roomy. It
was amazing. So it was the first time we got something this sort of extravagant, I guess. Okay. It wasn't a suite class, so it wasn't a suite category, but the size of it made it feel kind of like a suite. But it's the name of the category is actually Ultra Spacious Ocean View with Balcony.
Oh, nice.
And it was ultra spacious. I mean, anybody who's cruised and stayed in like a standard stateroom.
Yes.
And
yes.
some of them can be really small. I mean, I can remember the first stateroom I ever stayed in, which was an interior, was pretty small. But even your standard balcony room is, it's not the hugest room.
No, they're not big.
This room, when we walked in, we were like, whoa, what are we going to do with all this space? Because we had bunk beds for the kids. Mm-hmm. And that was what prompted me to book the room in the first place. Was the kids had their own space, like their own little cubby. Oh, and there was a bunk bed in it. And there was even a closet that they had in there. And then there was a curtain so you could close off where their beds were. So that was kind of nice if they went to bed and I was reading or, we were still watching TV or something. We weren't really bothering them.
Oh, nice.
But we still had a couch, and the couch also can be a bed. And there was a trundle bed that came out under the couch.
Oh, wow. So you could do more than 4 in that stateroom.
Yes. Yeah. So you can sleep up to 6, I believe, in that stateroom. Yeah. I feel like 6, I mean, depending on the ages of the kids, it might start to feel a little cramped, but for a family of 4, I thought, especially if you have older kids, it was a really nice size. And the balcony was, slightly larger than your standard balcony.
Nice. Because it did, when I saw the pictures, I was like, wow, that's really nice and spacious.
So much room, so much room and so much storage.
That's nice, because there's not a lot of storage on cruise ships.
Usually, no. This had 4 closets.
4?
Yeah, 4 closets.
Wow.
And a stand where the mini fridge was, and then on the other side there were drawers. So you had 4 closets and then a whole other thing of drawers.
Wow, that's nice. That's really nice, especially when you have a family. So that's on a 7-night.
I took one whole closet.
That's incredible. I really enjoy. I'm sure you enjoyed the space though, because we've both been on cruises and it's usually pretty tight in there. So
yeah, well, and when you have 4 people, especially 2 kids, and I have 2 boys, and they are very energetic.
Yeah.
And it can start to feel a little cramped, but they have
every picture I saw of Noah, you're gonna be in trouble with him because he didn't want to swag to him.
I'm aware. I'm aware. Every time I was like, "Let me take your picture," and he would strike some crazy cool kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Can you just smile normal?"
Yes, he has that coolness vibe going on at a very young age.
He was like, "No, Mom, this is me." I'm like, okay.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So let's talk about the ship a little bit. So this at one point until the Wonder came on was the largest ship in Royal Caribbean's fleet. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I haven't been on it personally, but I have read that it's very hard to see it all in one cruise because it's very large. Would you say that's a true statement or?
Yes, I would, because I felt like we had so much time to explore the ship, but there were parts that we never really got to experience a whole lot. So yeah, I would absolutely say that you need more than 7 days, or you have to be really diligent about a schedule, and you would not have a lot of downtime if you wanted to try to do everything there was to do on the ship.
Yeah, I can see that. So you got to tour, experience, I should say, the boardwalk and Central Park.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they looked amazing. I mean, the boardwalk looks so much fun.
It is. I love the concept that Royal Caribbean came up for their Oasis class ships with these 7 different, neighborhoods or whatever. And the boardwalk and the Central Park are so unique. And I never really thought about it before. We were docked in one of our ports next to, I can't remember if it was Odyssey of the Seas, maybe. But so it was an Oasis class and not an Oasis class ship. And the width of our ship was so pronounced. I didn't realize how wide it was. It's twice as wide as the regular ships. And it's because they're carved in the middle. There's just this big open section so that they can have the Central Park and the boardwalk, because they're totally open air, all the way up. You can look all the way up to the sky when you're on Central Park or the boardwalk. And the boardwalk has such a cool, carnival fair feel to it. There's a carousel, which is included. It's free to ride the carousel. My kids rode it so many times, and it made me kind of giggle because I'm of all of the rides and the technology that's available, and my kids are not little, they're 8 and 11.
Yeah, they wanted to ride the carousel.
They still got a thrill out of riding the carousel.
Yeah, but there's something about it. It's not a cruise ship. It's not you don't think of that being there, but it's just something.
Right. And it's just something you don't ride every day, and it's very cute, and we could lap it. It was never busy. It kind of surprises me that there was never a line for the carousel. It was open very late at night. So our favorite thing to do after dinner was to go to the boardwalk, and they would want to ride the carousel. There's some other fun stuff. There's the dog house, which serves hot dogs, like you were in Coney Island.
Oh, wow.
And one of the things on Symphony that I had never been to before is Playmakers, which is a sports bar.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was not the other Oasis class ship I was on didn't have Playmakers. But it was a very cool concept. We did eat there one day for a snack, and they have, it's not, free. You do have to pay, but it's not very expensive. And they have nachos and onion rings and wings. They were super good wings.
Oh, nice.
It's a sports bar. They play all of the games that are going on, which is probably a really big perk to people who have sports fans in their family.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because they would put a schedule out for the week too that said what games were playing what time. So so you didn't have to worry about missing the big game because you were on your cruise.
Nice. If you're into that, yeah.
A lot of people are. And then at the end of the boardwalk is the Aqua Theater, which is just so jaw-droppingly amazing. The concept of the Aqua Theater is so crazy to me.
I bet the show was amazing in there.
The show was so cool. And I've seen a show at an Aqua Theater before, and it was amazing then. One was a little different, but they do high diving and all these crazy acrobatic things on a cruise ship while it is out on the ocean. And the pool, it's a good size pool, but it's not huge.
Yes.
It makes me hold my breath every time they would jump from really high. I'd be like,
I bet. Oh, I bet. Oh
But
my
it's
goodness.
just something unique, and just you're not expecting it to be on a cruise ship. You don't feel like you're on a cruise ship. The rock climbing walls are over there too. And they have an amazing view. If you go up the rock climbing wall, like you're pretty high up and you just look out onto the ocean. So
I bet.
yeah.
Did you do it, or did your boys do it?
I did not do the rock climbing wall. Noah and Matt did try out the rock climbing wall one evening, and they thought it was really fun. And it was definitely a popular spot for people to go. Yeah. And there's also a candy store with ice cream on the boardwalk. And there's an arcade, and it plays like carnival music. The feeling and the theming is very on point.
Nice. It sounds amazing. Now, Central Park. Yeah. So let's talk about that, because you did a video where you did a walkthrough.
It was the most idyllic place to be in the evening. I mean, any time of the day was beautiful. Like they have a cafe in Central Park. It's actually called the Park Cafe. And it is one of the included restaurants. Okay. And it was my favorite place to go for breakfast because it wasn't ever super busy or crowded. And they have outdoor seating in the park. And they just have like pastries and breakfast sandwiches and bagels. And they had coffee, that kind of stuff, fruit. And it was just so peaceful to sit out at a table with the birds chirping, and the breeze went through and rustled the leaves on the trees. And it was really hard to believe you were on a cruise ship. It really was.
I was just going to say, I bet you forgot that you were sitting on a cruise. It probably sets the stage that you're actually sitting in Central Park. I mean,
you feel like you're in a city park. You really do. But in the evening, that was my favorite time to go, because they have all these lights, like, kind of like Christmas lights and fairy lights, and this beautiful ambient lighting. And they would always have live music. So sometimes it was a guitarist, or they had a pianist a few times. So you're just like walking through this park, and there's this beautiful music, and it was just very charming. A lot of the specialty restaurants are right there.
Oh, okay.
And it's very fitting. Like, it's perfect, because you would think, like, especially if you're going on like a fancy adult, date night dinner at Chop's Grill, the setting could not be more perfect.
I was just going to say it to me as you were describing it, with the music and the lighting. I'm like, oh my gosh, this would just be so romantic, just to walk with your significant other hand in hand with this beautiful atmosphere and music. And
it was perfect. If I went on an adult only cruise, I probably would have spent a lot more time in Central Park, because I really could have just hung out there all day. Like, that's how beautiful
it was that night. Oh, wow.
And one thing that I think would be kind of cool to try is they have staterooms with balconies overlooking the park.
Oh, I bet that's beautiful.
And I've always been really intrigued by this room category that they have on the Oasis ships. They also have boardwalk view rooms, because it's kind of different. It's like you still get a room with a balcony, but instead of overlooking the ocean, you're overlooking either the boardwalk or Central Park. And I think that would be kind of neat, like different to try.
That would be. I think that would be fun. It's an inside stay. So for those who don't know, it would be an inside stateroom, but you would have that view.
Right.
So I think it would give you that feeling of being outside.
Yeah. Well, you do have some of the rooms do have balconies. So you could have a balcony overlooking Central Park, which I think would be really, really cool.
That would be the way to go. If you were going to book that would be
in the evening and listen to the music and have a glass of wine on your balcony. One of the things I did not get to do, which I really wanted to, but it's just, we were there as a family with our kids, and that was kind of our focus. But they have a wine bar called Vintages, and it's supposed to be really nice. And they have like small plates, like tapas, and then they have wine tastings. It would be really cool to do that.
That would be really cool. So let's talk about food, since you're bringing that part of it up. Did you do any specialty specialty dining with the kids or with you and Matt?
Yeah. So we had originally planned on doing more specialty dining. We had actually purchased a 3-night dining package. Just for Matt and myself. And originally we were supposed to go on this cruise with friends of ours who unfortunately were positive with COVID and they were unable to come. So the idea had been that the adults were going to go to a dinner, 3 of the nights, somewhere at one of the specialty restaurants, and the kids would go in the kids club. However, once we got on board, we actually discovered that, unfortunately, the kids club, Adventure Ocean, was not open between 5 and 7. So I think these are still some protocols from COVID, because prior to the pandemic, they were, they would take the kids to the buffet for dinner, and actually feed the kids if they were there over lunch or if they were there over dinner. But they are currently not doing that. So they're not feeding the kids, and they're having these like breaks during mealtime. So we tried to see, maybe we could get like meal reservations at like 7:30 because they were open from 7 to 10. But there wasn't really any availability at the restaurants we wanted. So in the end, we ended up actually getting a refund of our 3-night dining package. I was happy that Royal, they understood and they worked with me.
Nice.
Did keep one specialty dining reservation, which for Jamie's Italian, and we just brought the kids. And that was the one restaurant I thought if I was going to take them to one of them.
Yeah, it would be the one, to take them to.
Because, Chops Grill it's expensive.
It's amazing. It is, but it's amazing.
And it's expensive. And I'm like, yeah, they like steak, but not enough that I'm going to pay.
Yeah, for them to eat there. Yes. I get it.
It's a terrible problem. I'm like, I don't really want to pay for you to have a $60 steak.
It is amazing, though. It is amazing.
But Jamie's Italian. So long story short, we did go to Jamie's Italian, and it was amazing. I loved it. I had never been to a Jamie's Italian before. It was very kid friendly. They had a kids menu, and what I liked about it, I'm a fan of Jamie Oliver and have been for a really long time, but his food is very fresh and healthy. Nice. Even the kids' food had sort of like a fresh and healthy, made from scratch. Like my son Eli got chicken fingers, but they were clearly like handmade, hand breaded, with like panko and like not deep fried. Like they were a healthier version of chicken.
They were baked. Exactly. Did he like them? I guess that's the question. Did he like them healthier?
He did like them. And the French fries were delicious. And my other son, Noah, he got a burger, and he did declare it the best burger he'd ever eaten his whole life.
Wow, there you go.
From Noah.
There you go.
And Matt and I got all of the other things on the menu. No, it was delicious. And we got way more food than we could even eat, but everything we tried was so amazing. You have to get the charcuterie board. Stunning. We had pasta. I had salmon. It was just all around like an amazing meal.
Yeah, I saw your pictures.
Yeah,
delicious. It really
vicariously.
I love Italian.
I would go there again in a heartbeat. I hope the next time we go, the kids club will be back to normal, and we can maybe do some more, because we would have liked to have gone to Chops and Izumi is the sushi. We really like Izumi a lot, so we didn't really get to it, but that's okay.
And next time,
exactly. We just have to
all
go back.
The more reason to go next time. Exactly. All the more reason to go back. So, so there are a lot of fun things to do. Well, before we get to that, so you probably did a lot of the main dining. How was that?
The main dining was spectacular. I have always been really impressed with Royal Caribbean's main dining room.
Yes, it's very good.
It's always amazing. They always have many, many choices. The kids loved it. There was always something they wanted to eat. we had everything from steak to lobster, chicken parm, lamb. I had a lamb shank the last night. It was out of this world. We got lucky enough to have another fantastic wait staff team that my kids loved. And even one night we came to dinner late. So that was the night, I remember what was when we were on St. Thomas. I think we just got back to the ship late and we all needed to shower, and our dining time was 5:30 and there was like no way we're making it. So it was like 6 o'clock and I'm like, well, let's just go down and see if we can still sit, because I'd rather eat there than the buffet for dinner. And we were waiting in line to see if they could seat us somewhere else. And our regular waiter spotted us and he was like, oh, there you are, and he's like, and he pulled us out of line.
Oh, that's awesome.
He pulled us out of line and was like, just come with me. And he I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if he was allowed to do this, but he totally pulled us out of line. Sorry, people who were in front of us, and sat us, and then shooed away the waiter that was supposed to be the waiter for that table and was like, no, this is my family. I'm taking care.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was very, very cool. His name was Corwin, and he was from St. Vincent. And he did tell us that when we come to visit the island of St. Vincent, we have to look him up. So he's going to start his own taxi business eventually.
Oh,
in his retirement. So we're like, okay, we're coming to St. Vincent and looking for you. But it was another amazing experience with staff where my kids, they made us take a picture with him at the end.
The staff on these ships are just amazing. They're incredible,
are really
so kind,
fantastic.
Yes.
We ate at the main dining room for breakfast. A couple of mornings. Honestly, I am not a buffet person. I'm just I'm not. I get very irritated at the buffet. It's not necessarily that the food is bad, because it's not. Like there's actually decent food on the buffet. I don't like the crowdedness. I don't like the walking here, there, and everywhere and all around, and then you lose the rest of your family. And where did somebody sit down? And where are the drinks? And where's the silverware? And people are in your way. And I'm bougie. I want to get waited on.
Hey, I'm with you. I don't like the buffet just for the simple fact that everybody's hands are going in it.
That too. I mean, really, that too.
I mean, they keep it very clean and they keep an eye on it, but
they do.
Just, it's a thing.
It is. I mean, my own son tried to take a couple of things and then was like, and went to put it back. And I was like, no.
You got to take it
back. Yeah. Even if you don't eat it, please don't put it back.
Right. Exactly. So let's talk about the entertainment and the activities and the things. So there are a lot of things to do on this ship that you don't even really need to get off when you go to the ports. You've had quite a few sea days, which makes it really, really nice.
It does.
So let's talk about all the fun things that your family did. So
So the water slides were a big hit.
Yes, they always do.
Yeah. There's 3 really big, good size water slides on the ship, and I can't remember how many pools, so many pools.
I think there was 25 I read.
Total, I'm sure. Yeah, there's 2 main pools, and then there was a kid specific pool, and I don't even remember how many hot tubs there were. At least 12 hot tubs. It was crazy.
And then you have all the adult pool.
And then there's the adult section, and so there was never, even on the first sea day, which I would say is when the pool deck felt the busiest. It wasn't like it was too many people in the pool, it was still okay. And even the line for the water slide never got terribly long. So
that's nice.
Yeah. So Noah just lapped it. The kids splash area was amazing. So they always wanted to go to the pool. They were very into the pool all of the time. Even a couple of nights after dinner, they were like, let's go to the pool. And it was open until 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, there were a couple of nights we closed down the pool, and then the hot tub stayed open later. So they would leave the pool and go into the hot tub because they weren't ready to go back to our room yet. So that was our favorite. Mini golf is another favorite of ours. They have a really fun, cute little mini golf.
Oh,
And you can
nice.
and you just play it and it's fun. They did have a couple of like family tournaments during the cruise where you could sign up and be competitive about it, but we didn't do that.
That's fun. That's fun. I can think of a couple people who might.
Yeah, I mean, like I would have done it, but like nobody else in my family is competitive as me. So I was very all about us going down the ultimate abyss. I was the only person in my family that went down.
The only one?
I'm the only one.
The boys wouldn't do it?
Well, Noah was all about it. And the first day, and he was like, let's go. We're going down this slide. And I'm like, yeah, let's go down this slide. So he and I get in line and I say to Eli and Matt, come on, like we're going to go down this slide. Matt was fine. Matt would have gone down it.
Mm-hmm.
But Eli was like, no.
He wasn't having it.
I'm not going down this. Why are you making me go down this? And we tried to like and he got all the way up there and he just like, no, I do not want to do this. Why are you making me do this? Well, then Noah was like, oh, wait, maybe I don't want to do it. I'm already sitting in the slide. And he's like, not going to get in. And I'm like, come on. And they're like, bleh. And I'm like, I'm going. Bye. Peace out. Poor Matt. I'm like, I'm going down the slide. See you later.
Yeah, I'll see you when I get down there.
You can go meet me down in the portal. So I kind of left Matt up there with two freaking out kids and just peaced out and went down the slide. So mom win for me, but I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
Would you do it again?
I would totally do it again. And I had wanted to go back and do it again before we left. But again, there's so much to do. It's like, you run out of time and you just never, But it was very fun. It like lights up in the tube and like makes noise and music.
Fun.
So here's the thing, maybe it'll make you feel better. It is not see-through at any part.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay.
It's a completely dark slide. Like you can't see out and it only suspends over where the aqua theater is. It doesn't actually suspend over the ocean.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So, but then you don't see anything anyway until you get to the bottom. But it was really fun. It was. Really fun.
I might consider it now.
I wish that I had gotten a chance. I wish poor Matt had gotten a chance to try it.
Oh, poor guy.
Then he didn't get to go down. Yeah, I know. I bought him a drink at Playmakers when he finally got down to the boardwalk with me. I was like, you need a drink. Here you go.
Yeah. Thanks. That's awesome.
We did not do the flow rider at all. None of us did.
Okay.
Again, it was like one of those things. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do it. And then we just never made it over.
Now you've done it before though.
So Matt and I have done it before. And I knew the kids were not interested. Noah and I talked about going on the zip line, but whenever we were up there, it didn't seem to be open. So we just kept missing when it was open. And the other thing was ice skating. They had wanted to go ice skating, but again, it wasn't open for ice skating that often.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it is too much.
Yeah, any day they were doing the ice skating show, it wasn't open for open skate. So I really feel like it was only open for open skate like 2 days of the cruise, and it just never worked with what we had scheduled.
Yeah.
But, they had wanted to go ice skating, so but we celebrated Easter on the ship.
Oh, and how was that?
And the ship, the crew, the entertainment staff actually did some fun things for Easter. They had an Easter scavenger hunt where we went to the kids club and we got a list of clues. And then we had to find the different spots on the ship that corresponded with the clue. And then there was a person there to give the kids candy.
Oh, very nice.
Which was really cool. And we had a lot of fun doing that. And then they had a family fun fair on the promenade for the whole afternoon. And they had carnival games. And they had popcorn and cotton candy. And the Easter Bunny was there. You could have your picture taken with the Easter Bunny. There was a balloon artist. Like there was just a face painter. It was really fun.
I'd say it sounds like fun. Now, did you like being away over the holiday or no?
So Easter's not a huge holiday for us. Like my kids are older and they're, they like to get a chocolate bunny, and I hid Easter eggs in our stateroom. Thankfully we had that ultra spacious stateroom. I'm like, I don't know how I could have hidden them any other way. So it wasn't, like it didn't matter to us. I don't know how I would feel about being away over like Christmas or something. I'm not sure.
That would
but
be hard.
Yeah, that would be harder. But it was fine for Easter. And I thought that the crew did a really great job being festive and like having fun things going on.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I feel like I barely scratched the surface of all of the things there was to do on the show.
Oh, I'm sure we'll have to do a whole nother podcast just on.
You will never be bored. Like there's no excuse to being bored on this ship. None.
I believe that. Well, let's talk about perfect day at Coco Cay.
We got to cut right to the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting right to the good stuff. So you splurged and did Cocoa Beach Club.
It did.
Which, by the way, looks amazing. So for our audience that does not know what Cocoa Beach Club is, I'm going to let you take it away and just sort of share all about it because I can't wait to hear myself.
Oh my gosh. Cocoa Beach Club is amazing. So perfect day at Coco Cay is Royal Caribbean's private island. It's my first time there. It blew me out of the water, by the way. The whole island blew me out of the water.
It's amazing.
It's like amazing. Like you're like, what in the world is this? This is a paradise. I want to live here. I'm going to live here now. And there's a lot of different things you can do on the island, a lot of different areas with all different activities. But we went to Cocoa Beach Club. And Cocoa Beach Club is an area that you can only go into if you have paid for the privilege of going in there. So it's you have to actually pay to go in, VIP access, which keeps the number of people in there very low. They will only sell so many passes to the beach club. So you can actually just pay for a pass to the Cocoa Beach Club. And that gives you access to there's a restaurant that's included in the price when you go to the club. And it has different food, like elevated, like better, higher, like fancy food, as opposed to what you get at the regular, like barbecue lunch or whatever. They have a pool that is gorgeous, infinity edge pool, overlooking the beach and the ocean. They have a beautiful beach. Beautiful water. It's very shallow. It's very calm. There's tons of beach chairs with umbrellas. And just, it's just beautiful. Like you feel like you're at a fancy, luxurious resort. Like when you're in there.
It looks amazing.
It was. So you can pay for just a pass to the club. Okay. But they also have two other options that are cabanas. So they have like a standard cabana, but the standard cabanas looked pretty amazing too. They were like kind of tucked into the foliage. So they were like really private. And they overlooked the beach, and you got like a hammock, and you got like this little covered area with like chairs and a mini fridge. Or you could go all out bougie and do what we did. A floating cabana. So off of the beach, they actually have two docks, and then off of those docks are floating cabanas. I honestly don't remember how many there were. There's not a lot, maybe 20. I don't even know if there's 20.
Yeah, I think that's about
right. I think it was like 20. Because we were in cabana 10, and we were like the last one on the left side. So yeah, I would bet there's 20 of them total. That's it. And they are amazing. Like I can't even describe to you what the experience was like.
I can imagine. You probably never want to go to Coco Cay again without
it. Will be really hard to go and not do that again. Because once you've had that, I don't know how you go backwards. I almost cried when we had to leave because it was like, I just wanted more time. Yeah. I just want like one more hour. Like, can I just have like one more hour?
It would be gorgeous to see the sunset.
I know. Like they need to stay. Suggestion box, Royal Caribbean. Please, can you try to make it so you stay at Coco Cay like a little longer? Like,
yes.
You know, I don't know what we weren't that far from Miami. I don't know what our hot hurry was to get out of port. Like, We could have stayed a couple more hours. It would have been fine.
And just, speed up the ship to get there.
Yeah. So, but when you have the floating cabana, you get your own personal attendant / butler, whatever you want to call him. Ours his name is Donnie. And they have these really cool bikes that they get to ride out onto the dock because they come out like every 20 minutes to check on you. So they have these cool like bikes that they ride out there. And we had a really great one. So, we were right on the end. So we really nobody was really close to us.
That's nice too. So you had a lot of privacy.
We did. And even if you wanted more, there were curtains that you could even close like all the way around the cabana. It was huge. You can have up to 8 people in the cabana. And you pay for the cabana, not per person. So it's whether you have 2, 3, 4, up to 8.
It's the same price. Yeah.
And so it's really a good idea to try to have 8 people, at least, which we were supposed to have 8 people because our friends were supposed to join us. But there is plenty of room for 8 people. Like it's a huge L-shaped couch plus 2 chairs and a coffee table. And there's a fan like above that. And then there's this touch screen where you can play music. You can actually connect via Bluetooth, like your phone.
Oh, nice.
Play your own music, or they have music stations you can pick from. You can call your attendant on that as well.
Nice.
It was very, very nice. Like anything we want. With the cabana, you get unlimited bottled water. There's like a big cooler full of ice and water right when we got there. These beautiful towels, like premium towels. And then the food from the restaurant is all included. And then your attendant comes out and asks what you want, and he brings it to you. So anything you want, any food you want, you just call him and he comes out and you tell him what you want. Drinks, call him for drinks. There was a mini bar in the cabana. And if you have a drink package on the ship, it actually works at Coco Cay.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you we didn't have the drink package, but if you do, you basically have as much as you want out of the mini fridge. Otherwise, you just pay a la carte. Okay. There's a price list on the door, but they had Trulies and they had wine and they had beer. But if you wanted a cocktail, you had to order it from the bar. But again, your attendant, like you did not have to ever leave your cabana. Let's just put it that way.
That would be amazing. I mean, how could you even leave and go do the rest of the things on the island? Because there's so much to do on that island too.
We did not. We did nothing else. Like I did walk back to the ship. I had forgotten something, and I walked back to the ship. And when I walked back to the ship, I made a point of stopping at some places so I could take pictures and kind of check it out. Just for me, to know about it. But but the rest of my family, we did not. We literally got off the ship, got on the tram, went straight to the cabana, and we stayed there until they made us go back to the ship.
And I noticed you had a slide too. Like
there's
right into the ocean.
Right into the ocean. There's a hammock that hangs over the water, which was a favorite of everybody. It was very.
I would not want to get out of that.
I know. There was 4 sun loungers too.
Yes.
If you wanted to lay in the sun, you could. There was a huge deck out in the sun. There was an umbrella you could put up if you wanted a little shade. Or you could stay under the covering, and the couch area was always shaded. Like there was always shade. They had, there was a shower. So you actually have like a little rain shower changing room, but it's like open at the top. Like
nice.
There at the top. Yeah, it was really cool. And it was stunning. You got 2 floating mats as well. And I guess there was snorkeling gear, but I didn't even hear about that until later, but none of us are really big into snorkeling, so we didn't. But I will say we did get to see a lot of sea life. There were several stingrays that floated by our cabana and under our cabana. Like it was crazy how many stingrays were over there. So we could just stand on the side of our cabana, like the dock, and just see these stingrays like floating around.
Was there glass flooring at all?
There wasn't a glass floor, no. Okay. So you couldn't, once they were under the cabana, you couldn't, but the water all around was very clear. and a beautiful color, like just the most beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It was very deep right where our cabana was. But if you went not even 100 yards, like not even, and there was this like shelf, and it was very, very shallow, and you could walk up on there. And the color of the water was just stunning. We saw barracuda.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. We saw barracuda. We saw tons of different kinds of fish, very colorful fish. There were many people that were snorkeling like in the water kind of near us.
Yeah.
Because there were so much sea life just hanging out there. It was amazing. And the food, oh my gosh, it was worth, honestly, I think I would get a pass to the beach club again, honestly, just for the food, like just for the food that you get with that.
Yeah, because it's definitely upgraded from the traditional barbecue.
Filet mignon, a grilled lobster.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'm in.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Shrimp cocktail and ceviche and oh my gosh, burgers. I had a lobster burger.
Oh, that sounds
was amazing. Everything we had, and they bring you everything. They bring you so much food. It's ridiculous.
Wow, it sounds incredible and amazing, and I don't know how you ever left it because I would want to live there.
I still am not sure why I left. Can't we stay? Can't we stay? The kids, I mean, they're still talking about it. I mean, it's only been a couple of days, but they still are like, oh my gosh, when can we go back there?
What an incredible experience for them. I mean, we talk about this all the time, that how lucky our kids are. They get to do all these amazing things. We didn't get to
have no idea. I'm like, you guys
they have no
idea at all, do you?
They don't, but it is incredible. And I'm so jealous that you got to do this. And now I want to do it. I want to rent the cabana.
So I'll give you a tip. So my tip is, now we booked this cruise almost 3 years in advance.
Okay.
And we booked the floating cabana not long after we booked the cruise. Like I would say
go fast.
At least 2 years, and more than 2 years in advance, we booked this cabana. Now, yes, they go fast. So that's the first thing, is that they do sell out very quickly. But also, we paid half as much as what they cost before the cruise.
Yeah, because if you wait, they're more expensive.
Oh yeah, the closer it gets to the cruise, the price goes up, and I'm talking like $1,000 difference. Like,
that's big difference.
Yeah. Because we booked it when we did, it was half as much as if you'd booked it right before the cruise, and that was like, I was like, wow, because I was thinking what we paid was expensive, but I'm like, some of these people paid twice as much as we did.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great tip to share. So if you want to book something like this, definitely book it early.
Well in advance. If you want to do something like this, you got to book your cruise very far in advance and do that floating cabana right away.
Yeah, absolutely, because it will sell out fast, and I can see why, and for really, really good reason. So thank you so much, Colleen, for sharing with us today. We'll definitely be talking in more detail about all of this. Maybe break it down on to do a Perfect Day Coco K podcast. I think
that would be great.
Yeah. So thank you for everybody who are listening. If I could talk, be sure to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, whether it's on Spotify or Apple. And make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to that as well, and hit that notification button so you do not miss an episode. And so thank you again, Colleen, for sharing your experience. And until next time, may all of your vacations be extra magical.